Hello, and welcome to POLS 1101 American Government. Uh, we're starting a new semester here, and the purpose of Module 1 in this course will be for you to get an introduction into what exactly is going to go on this semester. I hope you're looking forward to it. American government is something that interests me a great deal. I recognize it doesn't interest everybody quite as much. But at the same time, it's very important in all of our lives. And as such, I will try to make sure that you know what you need to know. Hopefully, you decide to go further into political science or into studying of government. But if you don't, we all need to have a little bit of a baseline in order to be good citizens. Uh, this semester, you're taking the course online. So the best place to access all of the material on the course will be through the D2L page. My hope is that in looking at and following the D2L page, you'll be able to navigate the course. However, if you have any questions or concerns at all, what I want you to do is I want you to contact me. There's that temptation, right, to go and talk to classmates and talk to others and say, what exactly does snook mean? Well, they might know. On the other hand, the one person in all the world who understands what I meant, if anyone does, is me. And so I'm hoping that you will have the foresight to try to give me an opportunity to translate what's on the paper a second time um, into what's something that you'll understand. Um, the best place to contact me always, at least as the first step, is my campus email, which is csnook1 at kennesaw.edu. Try not to go through the D2L page. I have a very difficult time actually getting emails through D2L, and when you don't get a response, then you think I don't care, but I really do care. I want to solve all of your problems in American government. And the best way to do that is to contact me through email. Now, if we're not able to solve your problem through email, we can set up a Microsoft Teams meeting. I do have office hours this semester. It will vary somewhat. For instance, in some of my classes that are the face-to-face versions of the class, I'm setting up mandatory meetings. So the best time to meet with me won't be during those mandatory meetings. However, if you want to set an appointment, we'll set an appointment in the either virtual or face to face, and I'll make sure that I'm in the office 2, most likely 3 days out of every week, so that you'll be able to just drop by without an appointment to talk to me. I'll be teaching courses on campus and online this semester, but we're not going to cheat either of the versions of the class. My goal is to respond always within 24 hours, usually faster than that. On a typical day, whenever I'm at home, I'm checking my email regularly. In fact, my email's up all the time and it goes ding, and I look and see who it is. Now, I'm not always at home, and but I do try to check my email regularly. And Monday through Friday, I'll get back to you within 24 hours. Saturday and Sunday, um, I still will try to. I just make less of a promise in case something comes up that takes all day. Um, this semester, our textbook is the Cornell, Jacobson, Kuzer, and Vavrick book. And I say here that I prefer you use the 10th edition, but you can use the ninth or even the 8th edition. The one thing I warn you is when a political science or American government textbook is made, what they do is every 2 years after the elections, they update things. So if you see in your old edition Nancy Pelosi, Speaker of the House, that won't be the right answer. Um, there still is a Speaker of the House. There still is, many of the things that or the structure of American government, but some of the rules change and many of the faces change. So the more up to date you can be, the better. But I recognize that some of you might find it advantageous to save a few dollars. Uh, just be very, very cognizant that a thing here and a thing there changes with each edition. If there's a major difference between the edition you have and the edition that I'm using, I'll try to point it out, but the obligation is yours. Um, I don't give extra credit. Somebody asked me one time for extra credit in the course, and I said, well, wait a second. You have 3 assignments you haven't turned in. Why don't you first ask me if I'll accept the papers that you haven't turned in before you ask me for extra credit? And the student said, sure. And we worked out, we worked out a deal. Don't expect to turn something in 2 weeks late for full credit, but a 10-point assignment, if you can pick up 5 or 6 points on that, that can be very significant. Um, Generally speaking, if your assignment is going to be late for any reason, I need you to tell me in advance that something's going to happen. Now, obviously, you can't tell me in advance that something's going to happen that hasn't happened yet, that you have no reason to expect will happen. On the other hand, if you are if you're going to be in a car accident, you don't know if you're going to be in a car accident. But if you have something scheduled that's supposed to come up, uh, you should know about it already. You shouldn't schedule anything opposite an entire week of our course. I've had students say, well, I'm going to be in Jamaica and I'm not going to come back till the second week of the semester. And I say, well, wait a second. They announced the first week of this semester years ago, right? And, students are like, yeah, but I still can't make it. What we need to do is we need to give the course some priority. And wherever possible, when you know that you're not going to be able to do something, you need to tell me as soon as possible. Now, a request for an extension isn't the same as the extension, but you need to put in a request if you're expecting an extension on an assignment. The same would be true with student disability services. Everybody who is eligible for student disability services should take full advantage of it. But expecting student disability services to contact me and for us to work out a deal is not actually what your letters will say. Your letter will say that I should wait until you come and contact me and we set something up that works for you. So I need to be in communication with anybody who's expecting, for instance, time and a half to take a test. The syllabus includes a lot of information about academic integrity. We're going to have a short written assignment this semester, so I think that you'll probably want to read up on this. The main things that we need to look at is that under no circumstances should you plagiarize. We'll talk a little bit about the assignment and we'll give you some details on what is and isn't plagiarism. Also, I expect that you will not use any assistance from AI this semester. Artificial intelligence, I'm not trying to test the wherewithals of programmers and other communities. I'm trying to test you. So the use of AI is prohibited in the course. I would go so far as to say you really shouldn't do anything more than use the spell check that you have available in Microsoft Word. If you are using any sort of exotic program that is in addition to what's available from Microsoft Word, you might be caught cheating. Um, there's an AI detector in the Turnitin program that we use to check every paper, and papers are too hard. Papers are much too hard, right? If you mess up a couple pieces of of grammar and you put a sentence where you would rather not have put it, and you lose 3, 4, 5 points, that's nothing compared to losing all of the points on a paper just because somebody else wrote it for you or some other thing wrote it for you. So anyway, look at the use of artificial intelligence programs note on the syllabus, as well as the academic integrity statement. Um, we have a comment on netiquette. We have a comment on disruption of campus life, reasonable accommodations. I recommend that you read through all of it. But perhaps the thing that you're most interested in right now is probably grading. What exactly are we going to do, and what are we expecting? Well, first of all, we're going to have 6 written discussions this semester. For the most part, you'll be expected to read something or to watch a video and to write a brief commentary on it. Sometimes you'll be asked to respond to at least one of your classmates. After all, it's a discussion. So, not great job, Joe. That's the greatest thing I ever read. Anybody could write that about anything. You could make that comment about something in a language you don't understand. Rather, you're going to be graded as far as the discussions go on whether they address the material, and any response that you write will be judged based on whether it addresses the comment that the post that you're commenting on. We're going to have each of those discussions is going to be worth 10 points for a total of 60 points. You're going to have one 10-point syllabus quiz, and then we're going to have 4 midterm exams, each worth 25 points. So that's kind of small, right? 25 points each out of 300 points, not even 10% of your grade. But for the most part, what this does is it allows our exams to be over about 2 or 3 chapters each. There's one time when we have 4 chapters on a single exam. Then the final exam is worth 60 points, and it's comprehensive. It covers everything that was on those other tests and material that could have been, but was left off of the other tests. So one thing that'll jump right out at you is a 300-point class. 160 of the points are based on the exams, so a lot of other grades. 30 points for attendance. Now, how do you attend an online course? Well, you attend an online course by logging on every week. In fact, students who log on twice every week to post discussions. So if there's a discussion, that'll be part of it. To take quizzes and exams, but also to look at the material. There'll be slides every week. Sometimes those slides will have will have a voiceover. In fact, they'll all either have a voiceover or there'll be a video that is captioned that has the slides on them every week. And then you will be expected to interact with all of the material. So what I typically do is I look and I can tell whether you have accessed the material in the course and when you last did. So as I said, I expect you all to interact at least twice a week and to turn in all of the assignments. If you do, then you get full credit for that week. But I do deduct points for every time a student goes a week without logging on or misses a discussion or a quiz. Then finally, the last portion of the course for 40 points, we're going to have the presidential job advertisement project. I just made that. This is brand new this semester. We'll be looking for a new president in 2024, or maybe we'll be looking to keep the old president in some of our cases. But what would be the ideal what are we asking for somebody to have, the characteristics we're expecting somebody to have to be president of the United States. So we're going to have a module in the course in October, which is going to discuss the assignment more. I do have directions for the assignment, preliminary directions for the assignment at the end of the syllabus that I encourage you all to look at. Um, so there'll be 300 points in the class. Basically 90% is an A, 80% is a B, 70% is a C, 60% is a D, and I don't round off. So if you have 59.7 points, uh, that might be really tough for me to tell you you don't have at least a D if you miss by 1 point. But don't expect, don't say, well, I had 59 points or I had 59.5 points and expect that to automatically mean that you get the next higher grade. The last page of the syllabus is has the course outline and the directions for the presidential job advertisement project. What I would say is that you should read the assignment, but there'll be an entire module that will have examples of job advertisements, um, directions on how to complete each part of the assignment, and maybe some strategies. I'm trying to encourage us all to not start with a president. Uh, see what do we want in a president? Well, he should be 80 years old, and he should kind of stumble when he walks, or something like that. It's not really what you want to do. I mean, you'll get a certain person, but I think instead you want to look for what an ideal president would be like. The course outline has all of the exam dates. Um, it has all of the assignment due dates. And so what I encourage you all to do is to either keep track of this or to put in your own calendars where and when things are going to be. Every semester I get a student who tells me, I forgot all about that assignment, or I forgot all about the quiz. And there's just no reason why that should ever happen. Um, if you're, uh, if you forget the day you met your girlfriend, well, she'll yell at you. Maybe she'll leave you, but you won't lose any points in American government for it. But if you neglect to turn in your American government assignment, maybe your girlfriend won't hate you, but you're but you'll lose points in American government. So, you know, I respect everyone's priorities, and I would certainly respect somebody who puts a good relationship ahead of a good class, but um, don't don't expect that I'll say that's fine. My class is unimportant, and you should just go ahead and ignore it. Rather, make sure you don't forget. If you have a week to do a paper, if you have 2 weeks to do a reading, if you have 3 days to take an exam, you really probably can schedule around that one evening when you were going to bring over flowers and go to the movies or whatever people do now. In any case, I hope you are all looking forward to this class. I'm looking forward to this class. It's really great when you do a revision of a class because everything's new and you get to see how things are going to work. And you take the knowledge that you have and maybe you found a slightly better way to deliver it. And so this semester, uh, come with me on this journey, and I think we'll all learn a good bit and also get the grades we deserve. So I'll be giving you a brief introduction every module, and I'll be available. I'm just as far away as an email. So I'll talk to you all again soon.